Hey guys, what's up? Emo Cat Dad here, hanging out with you, bringing you yet another edition of Emo Cat Dad Listens. If you're new here, then first off, thank you so much for stopping by. Let me tell you what it is I do here. Every day of 2024, I vow to check out a new band or artist. I check out 4 songs from across their discography, give you my initial thoughts on the songs, give you my ranking of those songs, and of course give you my overall thoughts on the artist based on what I just heard. Today's artist, as you can see right there, is Stray from the Path. Now, Stray from the Path has been a hardcore metalcore band for like 20 years at this point. I did listen to them early in the 2000s. To be completely honest, I thought they were corny and never really went back to them. I stuck to the hardcore I liked, like bands like Comeback Kid and Stick to Your Guns, so never really went back to Stray from the Path. Now, at the very end of last year, one of my favorite bands of all time, Silverstein, was playing my favorite album of theirs, This Is How the Wind Shifts, in full on a 10-year anniversary tour, and the main support band was Stray from the Path, so I knew, oh, I'm going to have to listen to this band again. I didn't listen to any songs going into the show. However, at the show itself, they blew me away with their skill level. I met Craig Reynolds, the drummer, before the show at a burger place across the street. Super nice dude. And I mean, he basically agreed that all the stuff before he joined the band was not very good. So I decided, you know what? Craig was a good dude to us. They blew me away live. I need to give this band another shot. So that's what I'm doing here today. And it's thanks to one of you kind people that suggested that I do check out Stray from the Path. Honestly, I would have probably gotten to it at some point, but the fact that someone suggested it made it nice and easy to get to it. I apologize it's taken this long to get there, but we're here now. So let's dive into Stray from the Path. Alright, so Craig joined the band in 2016. Since then, they've released 3 albums. One of their more popular songs was from the album just before he joined, so we're going to check out a track from each of their 4 most recent albums, and we'll see if it's much better than I remember. And the oldest of those 4 albums is 2015's Subliminal Criminals, and I checked the track first, World Problem Child. Okay, so musically, I really dug the hardcore elements in the song. Super talented. The vocals were straight heat, especially the super fast melodic parts. I remember being blown away by the vocalist's ability live, so on record, it sounds just as amazing. A minute outro, though. I know there's a breakdown in there, but like the breakdown wasn't that great to justify that, so I'm hoping that's not a recurring theme like the repetitive lyrics were in this track. Now, I'm assuming that one will be because that's a hardcore staple, so I don't tend to get hung up on that as much in my hardcore music because it's basically what are you expecting, but I don't need the minute outro for sure. Next up was 2017's album Only Death Is Real, and I checked out Good Night, Alt-Right. Tell me when this is fucking okay! All the streets and the screens popping triple K! They're good at rhyming stuff. Okay, so there was less hardcore elements in this track, which was disappointing to say the least, because I did miss that quite a bit. But everything else on here is actually better than on the last track, which is surprising since I enjoyed like a lot on that. The lyrics are solid. I do appreciate the message, but there's nothing groundbreaking about the lyrics, which is a little disappointing. It is what it is when you're quoting the Dead Kennedys. 2019's Internal Atomics was the next album released, and off that album I checked out the track Fortune Teller. Okay, so these lyrics overall are much cooler than on the last track. Like I said, I appreciate the message on the last track probably more than the message on this one, but the lyrics were pretty, basic and not groundbreaking in any sort of way. This one is the complete opposite. Super, super cool lyrics. Honestly, I could listen to this all day. We get a killer bleh, followed by a killer breakdown. It's not a minute outro breakdown, so big thumbs up for me. Most recently, the band released the album Euthanasia in 2022, And the most streamed track off that album and their #1 trending song on Spotify is Guillotine. Holy crap, the drumming is insane on this track. All hail the Ren Lord, Craig Reynolds. I had kind of written off his whole, all the songs with me are better until this track. He really shines through. They put his musical abilities front and center, and boy do they shine through. But it's not all good. The chorus is probably the weakest on this track out of the 4, but the verses are incredible, that when the chorus hits, you're just like, okay, we're going to get this chorus over with, and we're going to get another fire verse, so it's okay. And the chorus is pretty short. I was very happy to see that with these verses. All right, those are the 4 tracks I checked out. Let's go ahead and rank them. At #1, we're going Fortune Teller. Literally nothing to complain about. The vocals are as great as usual. The lyrics were the best on this track out of any of them. Musically, we get a killer breakdown. We get killer hardcore music all throughout. Big thumbs up. Fortune Teller deserves the top spot. At #2, we're going Guillotine. The music on this is the star. I didn't like the chorus as much as on the other tracks, but the verses were so good, and since the main component of a song is generally the verses, I didn't bump into it as much. But honestly, it's the drumming on this track that is so incredible, that makes it really stand out, and is going to be the track that I think I most remember. At 3, Goodnight Alt-Right. Honestly, when I was going into this, I thought I would really dig the song the most, and I still really did enjoy it. But the hardcore elements not being as plentiful as on these other tracks certainly set it back, as well as the lyrics just basically quoting the dead Kennedys and just repeating quite a bit. Didn't do it any favors, but really it's the lack of hardcore that puts us a couple steps back. And at 4, First World Problem Child. Really just that long minute at the end that didn't need to be there. If it just ended after the first, 15 seconds of that breakdown, hard stop, this might have moved itself up to 3rd or maybe even 2nd. But ultimately, it's that long outro that puts it here. But hey, not too much to complain about considering the vocals and musicianship were great across the board. So what are my overall thoughts on Stray from the Path? This band is insane. Vocally, so much better. I'll have to go back and listen to one of the old tracks and see what I thought was so corny about it. I don't really remember. Maybe it was the vocal style. Maybe it was the music of it. Stay tuned for that. Give me your favorite old school Stray from the Past song in the comments below. I'll give it a listen when time permits, and I'll see what it is about this band that I thought was so corny in the early to mid 2000s. But they're certainly not that way now, and I highly recommend seeing them live if you haven't not. They're a great live band. They put on a great show, even when Craig is completely jet-lagged from flying over to the UK to Toronto and not getting much sleep. I can't imagine what he's at full 100%. All right, thanks so much, guys. I'm your friendly neighborhood Emo Cat Dad. I appreciate you making it to the very end of this video. Do like the kind person who gave me Stray from the Path to check out did, and give me suggestions of bands or artists you think I should check out. Maybe you know another old hardcore band that I missed out on. Give me that, because if they're anything like Stray from the Path, I'm going to dig the heck out of it. Like I said, give me your favorite Stray from the Path song. Classic one for me to react to later on, or maybe you just want to tell me how great Guillotine is. Let me know that too. Let's have a conversation. I want to hear from you. But most importantly, I want you to come back tomorrow and the day after to see all the other Emo Cat Dad listens I'm going to have for you. And the best way of remembering to come on back is if you simply cut my wrist and hit subscribe. Emo Cat Dad signing off for now, but until tomorrow, I want to hear you sad.